Hey everyone, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and welcome to another video. In this one, I wanted to make a video about why I switched from Rainbow Six Siege to Call of Duty. Someone I know named Gavra commented on one of my YouTube videos, and he was asking about it. He was like, hey, why'd you switch from Siege to Call of Duty? Because I would say, last year, I want to say it was like in January, I started trying to be in Rainbow Six esports. I just played ranked every day, made notes. And I've done athletic type stuff before by myself, trying to be competitive, so I understood how to do it. And then about April is when I really kind of started really doing it. And then it fell off around, I don't know, September, October. And then eventually, once Black Ops Cold War came out, I started making videos on, well, Black Ops Cold War, and I really just stopped playing Siege altogether. I haven't touched Siege since, I got COVID in, like, the 1st of December, like, early December. I haven't touched Siege since then. So why did I switch? Like, with anything, there's a lot of reasons I stayed, a lot of reasons I switch. The biggest reason why I switched is that Call of Duty is a controller-based esport. So I can use my Xbox controller instead of, or I think it's a PS4 controller. I don't remember what the Pro League uses, but you don't use mouse and keyboard when you do Pro League Call of Duty. And for most of my life, I've only played video games on console. I mean, really the only PC games I played before, I don't know, I got a proper gaming PC was a bunch of old strategy games that my brother John had from the 90s and early 2000s. And some of the first PC games like Sim Ant, Sim Farm, and Sim City. So really, the Sim City games and strategy games, I never really played first-person shooters. In fact, I think when I played Oblivion on the PC, I want to say at some point, I even plugged a controller in. I was like, fuck that, Anytime I emulate a GameCube game, I would plug in my controller, So most of my ability, when it comes to physical ability, is controller, The only, really going into Rainbow Six Siege, the only real knowledge that I had when it came to proper first-person shooters was I played like H1Z1, and a couple other random shooter games that are survival games. But survival games, you don't get in a lot of gunfights, So my aim was trash. Everything was bad, basically. And Minecraft. I played a lot of Minecraft on PC before it came to Xbox 360. And I didn't really care for trying to be, the best player. So, like, a bunch of things were wrong with how good I am at PC. Like, when I started playing PC Siege, I was butterfingering every single button, and my sensitivity was super high, and I didn't understand aim with your arm instead of your wrist. And it was very bad. It took me a while to get used to playing on PC. Now, I'm used to it on PC, Sure, I'm used to it. I know the drills. But when I swapped back to playing Call of Duty, it didn't take long before all of my skills came back on a controller. The other reason I would want to be a pro Call of Duty gamer instead of Rainbow Six Siege is most of my friends still play Call of Duty. At some level, we all own every game, because on Xbox you can game share and finagle. And so all of my friends, we can still party up and play Call of Duty. And, all my other games are on Xbox. All my other friends are on Xbox. When I swapped to PC Siege, I practically stopped for a while playing all video games with my friends. I stopped communicating with them. And we lost that gamer bond, I would say. And now, not only am I playing on a system that I feel comfortable on when I play Call of Duty, but I have my entire friend group to play with. It's easy to swap games. I don't have to swap to the PC, to the Xbox, to this, that, and the other. And as a overall gaming experience, it's better for me. Like I said, all my friends are on there. I like playing with my friends. And that leads into the next one, which is when I play Call of Duty, when I played Siege with my esports team, we'll go back there, with my the people I played with, we were very serious, right? But because we all met each other playing Siege, we had to start from ground zero. And the only thing connecting us together was the fact that we wanted to be good at Rainbow Six. And it just wasn't enough. I would say there needed to be a seeking of friendship. And it just didn't happen. You know, there's probably one, maybe two person people that, I mean, all of us could be friends very easily, you know, and we're like, if we still talk to each other, we're still friends, you know. But there is really, for me personally, only one person where that naturally happened, which is very important when you're trying to be very, very good at video games when it's team-based, right? Is you need to have a natural cohesion. You need to fit together like gloves, basically, is what I'm saying. And it started to work, especially like there's only one guy early on, but then we really started to work, and then it fell apart, right? Whereas when I play with Call of Duty, I find it much easier to fit together with the people that I'm playing with, like just overall. And I already have my friends, so if we wanted to do good, we already play so well together. Like, even there's a while ago, I hadn't touched a battle royale mode in like a year. And I played Warzone with my buddy Devin, and Forrest. We played so much fucking PUBG together that is, when we went in the match, we didn't have to tell each other how we were playing. But I already knew, like, kind of in a general sense, where Devin was going to be, where I would fit in and do best, and where Forrest was going to be and what all of us were doing. Like, we didn't have to tell each other what we were doing. I knew Devin was going to be ahead of the group and Forrest was going to be behind. I'd be somewhere in the middle, dicking around, you know? That's how it always works. I'm making it sound like the cards were stacked against Siege. No, I had more fun playing Siege than Call of Duty, right? I've genuinely had more fun. And I loved the climb in Siege. I think one of the things that made it easier for me to start on Siege was Call of Duty. I'd already built this foundation of skills. It's kind of like, I would explain it as if, let's say you were playing an RPG game like Oblivion or Skyrim. When you make that first character, you don't know what you're doing, and there's a lot of inefficiencies when you level up or play the game, or you just don't know what you're doing. And it takes you a long time to get that character to level 20, 30, 40, right? But then you start a new character, and it just goes, just flies up in levels, it flies up in everything, because you know what you're doing, you know? And even though that first character, you spent more time, and it's a higher level, that second character really feels a lot different for you. It feels a lot better, because you know what you're doing, you know how to build the character you want. You're not dicking around, there's not a bunch of half-finished quests on this character, right? But the thing about that second character that gets a lot of people when you play an RPG game is it's really hard to keep that steam going. The first character, it's easy to grind all the way up to level 100, 200, right? Because it's your first time playing. Your second time, not so much. And that's how I felt with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like that first character. Siege is like that second character. And I slowed down with Siege, and then I had a choice to make. I was like, do I want to keep playing Siege, or do I want to try a different game? And Call of Duty made a lot of sense for me. You know, I already told you, I have my friends on Xbox. It fits the controller thing. And when I came back to Call of Duty, I took all of the things that I learned from Siege and applied it to Call of Duty. And it feels like a completely new game to me, thinking about it the way that I do after doing so much Siege, so much ranked, so much scrims. And when I play COD, it feels like I made a third RPG character. It doesn't feel like a continuation of that first crappy what the fuck is going on character. It feels like the third RPG character. Honestly, Siege is going down this weird path with esports, and I don't like where it's going. Now, I don't know that much about Call of Duty esports, and I know a lot about Siege esports. And I don't like Rainbow Six Siege esports. I like watching the matches, by the way. Watching the matches and actually, analyzing them, that's fucking amazing, right? I still probably could do that right now because of how much I know. However, when this in the 6 or so months that I had a team and we played together, a lot of things happened in Siege Pro League that rubbed me the wrong way, right? Where there's this one team, I think there was 8 North American teams, and the 8th team got kicked out of the league because I think like they had some players quit, right? And so instead of giving them time to recruit another like one player or something, that team got dropped and the top team from Challenger League got bumped up. So it didn't make any sense to me why that happened. And with Rainbow Six Siege, there's really not a lot of financial support or a lot of support at all until you get to Pro League. It's very, very hard to find leagues, niche leagues, I guess. I don't know what I just said, but it's very hard before Pro League to get into the scene because most of those servers that host the tournaments and stuff like that, I like found from a friend, And Call of Duty League, when it comes to Call of Duty League and Challenger League, it's a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier to sign up, and it's a lot easier to get things going. And Call of Duty as an esport seems a lot more stable to me than Rainbow Six. Call of Duty as an esport to me, not because there's more money I think like Call of Duty, it's earning like $1 million for your team. You earn like $3.6 million or something like that, right? So that's a big difference, but there's more funding for Challenger League. So if you're very, very good at Challenger League, I'm pretty sure you can make enough money to have like a part-time job and play COD or whatever, something like that, right? Which is way better than Siege, where if you do the Go 4 tournaments and Challenger League, it's really eh. Not to mention, most of the professional players on Rainbow Six Siege, at least that I followed, which were kind of the more popular ones, bitch about the game all the time. The changes coming to the game. One thing about Call of Duty that is very different than Rainbow Six Siege is new weapons get announced, right? Now, when you think of Call of Duty and like they announce a new weapon coming to the game, there's a bunch of videos coming out about things to do with the new weapon. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it broken? But when you see a new weapon, the community doesn't go, oh, here's a new assault rifle. It's going to outclass everything else. It's going to fuck the game up, right? No, that's not what happens. When you follow the biggest COD YouTubers, that doesn't happen. They come up with the best build for the gun. Then, before any of them say that the gun's overpowered, maybe some of them say the gun's overpowered or underpowered, they let it simmer for a little bit, When it comes to Rainbow Six, I think probably for the past 3 or 4 years, as soon as something gets announced, oh, it's too overpowered, when you haven't even played the fucking thing. I want to say 10 or 11 of the past Rainbow Six Siege operators, all the pros said that it was going to ruin the entire fucking game. It was going to change the game. And then only like 2 of those 11 characters are even used in Pro League. The other 9 are never even touched because they're worse alternatives than the people they were supposed to replace anyways. And it happens all the time. And if you're tweeting something like that, if you're a player that's tweeting something like that, I know that I'm not going to enjoy playing with you. So I might want to be a pro Siege player. I know when I get to the top, the team cohesion is not going to be there because my teammates are going to be bitching about changes that probably aren't going to ruin the game. So there you go. What I've noticed is being around the Call of Duty community, when something new gets announced that isn't the next game, because we all know the next game's going to be complete dog shit. We all know it, right? Because it's been consistent. On Siege, it's been consistent that the new things are not busted. Call of Duty, it's been consistent that the new things are buggy, right? But when we see a new map, it's like, woohoo, a new map, Woohoo, a new gun. Right on, let's go. I want that. I want new maps. I want new guns. That's what I want in my video games. I always want Siege. I always get excited when Siege has new things, And that wasn't there, But COD, it's there. So that's kind of why I switched over to Call of Duty, and I stopped playing Rainbow Six. You know, and I'm not saying anyone I played with was bad. I would say it's nice. It's nice to play with my buddies because my buddies and I have played so many games together that I know that I'm gonna have fun playing with them. You know, I know that when I play with Devin and he blames me for losing, it's probably a better reason than when I play with some of my teammates on Siege and they blame me for losing, right? Like, I know for a fact that when Devin gets mad at me for losing, 90% of the time I made a dumb play and he can verbalize what I did. And you want to play with that because last thing is Call of Duty has some sort of casual way of playing it. You guys see those shorts that I make with Devin all the time, that apparently, you know, gunfight or hardcore Nuketown or whatever? That doesn't happen when you play Siege. No one wants to sit down and play with me in an hour or two of casual after like a week of grinding and just dick around, you know? That Call of Duty, hell yeah. We'll try and dick around and try and dick around, you know? So, yeah, that's why I switched from COD to Siege. That's about it. Bottom line, the TLDR is I like the game more because there's more to do. I like playing with my friends. I like using a controller. And the community, it's starting to get like Siege, I'm not going to lie. So I've heard. I'm not too sure about that. There's a lot of Twitch TVs in the names and stuff. But I genuinely prefer the community of Call of Duty over Rainbow Six Siege. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know. Let me know why you switch games. You know, I'm kind of curious. Maybe it's the same as me. Maybe it's different. Maybe I'm a dumbass for playing COD instead of Siege. I don't know. Let me know. I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and I'll see you guys in the next one.